Hello and welcome to another new episode of Learning Simplified. This is the best way to implement a project to code your HTML and CSS document, just as we have learned from our previous tutorial. So this is the final time we are doing so. We are deleting all those things from our project, and we are just trying to reconstruct with the aid of the new knowledge that we have gained from our previous tutorials. So let's get back to our template first and see what modification we are about to bring in this forthcoming codings. All we can see here that this is the main template that we are actually working on. So first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to make this mother wrapper first. That is wrapping all the contents inside, and which is placed at the central position of your web page. So let's try to implement this, but first of all delete all these things so far we have created over here. So I'm deleting all these things inside this body tag, and not from only here. All we have to do, we have to get inside our stylesheet.css, and we have to delete all those things except these default selectors and the universal selector present over here. All we have to do is to delete all those class demo selectors that we have created so far. So just delete it, and then we will be reconstructing our codings as far as the project criteria. So right now I have deleted all those things, and I have just saved this page and get back to our project, and we see if we reload, and then there will be nothing as it was expected. So let's try to create that mother wrapper first that we have discussed over here. Always wrap your content into a mother wrapper which is at a width of 1000 pixels. Now the reason behind keeping all the width around this CSS tutorial to keep these contents into 1000 pixels width is that the lowest possible dimension of a monitor which could have been detected around the world is 1024 into 768 pixel dimension. So to fit our contents into that resolution, all we need to do is to keep our contents inside a 1000 pixel wrapper, and this is the only cause that we are wrapping our contents into a 1000 pixel wrapper. So the first thing is we are creating a mother wrapper which is at a width of 1000 pixels, and for the time being, to make ourselves sanguine that the div has been properly imposed into our web page, all we need to do, we need to provide a background color over there and a height. So this is what we are going to do in the very first situation. We are just getting back to our project stylesheet.css, and then what we are going to do, we are going to create our mother wrapper. So this is the mother wrapper that has been produced over here. Now all we are going to do, we are going to implement this mother wrapper into our style sheet, into our index.html, and what we are doing here, we are creating our mother wrapper inside body tag. Get back to your web project and reload, and you see that mother wrapper is now appeared into your project. I think it's a little bit of more height over there that has been imposed. So right now I'm just reducing it to 500 pixels, and then I'm going back to our web project and reloading, and you see that the mother wrapper is here, present over here. As the background color given here was red. Now the second thing is, go step by step. The second thing is, inside this mother wrapper, what we are doing now, we are creating another 1000 pixels content wrapper which will wrap this content, Ramayana mythology or history. So all we need to do, we need to create another content wrapper over here. So at presently what we are going to do, we are going to create another wrapper which is known as dot. No need to provide any margin 0 to condition over here, as it is at a width of 1000 pixels, and the main wrapper or mother wrapper which is also at a width of 1000 pixels, so we don't need to mention any margin over here. We don't have to worry about this middle alignment, as both of these divs, those are now at a same width, same dimension over here, which is 1000 pixels. All we need to worry about is just to provide another background color such that they do not jumble up together. providing a hashtag and pressing Ctrl V. So the second thing is a tagline holder that is at a width of 1000 pixels. So all I'm doing here, I'm just going back to index.html, and inside this mother wrapper now I'm creating our first div. Now just get back to your project and reload, and you see that the tagline holder has been produced over here. Now the third thing is, all we need to do is to create the third wrapper over here, which is the menu holder. Now just change this color into a different one, suppose this one, press OK. Now you are creating another wrapper over here at a width of 1000 pixels, at which this menu item will come. Okay, at which this menu item will appear. So just get back to your project. The third wrapper that is coming over here is menu holder. Now all we are providing here is about the background. We are making a background color over here. Get back to GIMP and suppose we are providing this color. Copy this color code and press OK. Now get back to your project, provide a hashtag, press Ctrl V and provide the separator at the end of this syntax. Now get back to index.html. So this is the div which is the tagline holder, and this is the mother wrapper. Now there is a matter of thing that we have created both the tagline holder and the menu holder. So this menu holder will obviously be coming after this tagline holder according to this template. As we can see over here that the tagline appears first inside this mother wrapper, then appears the menu wrapper. So all we have to do, we have to create this menu holder div inside this mother wrapper and after the advent of this tagline holder. So all we are going to do, at the end of this div we are creating this menu holder. Now get back to your project and reload, and you will see that the menu holder now it appears inside your mother wrapper. And always remember that these things, those we are creating so far, those are actually the parent divs. We are not actually distinguishing them or disintegrating them into several parts, which we will be learning in the later part of this tutorial. But the first thing is to confine this whole region into 1000 pixels mother wrapper, such that no contents gets up and down, and there should be a proper view in every cases in every monitors around the world. The next thing, all we are about to create here is now this content part, this paragraph part that is coming far away. So just change this color into, for say, this one, or you may choose a red color over here. Create another 1000 pixels wrapper over here, the parent div that will be inside the mother wrapper. Now get back to your index.html, and this content part, this paragraph part, it is just following this menu holder tag over here. So all we need to do, after the end of this menu holder tag, we are now creating this get back to your project, reload, and you see that the content holder is now in place. So in case if you want to make a safer side, if you want to play it safe, then just get back to your stylesheet.css and over here just increase the height by 100 pixels, that means to 600 pixels. Get back to your project and reload. Okay, now the height of the mother wrapper is now increased. So what we are doing over here, we are now going back to our stylesheet.css and creating the final wrapper, which is known as the footer element. As usual, we are providing a width of 1000 pixels, and for the background choose any color that you want to select. provide a hashtag, press Ctrl V, provide the separator at the end of your syntax and just press Ctrl S to save the file, get back to index page, come back, descend down after this div plus content holder, and here you just provide div plus footer element display and provide the div over here. So now just reload and you see that every divs, every single wrappers, the parent divs that has been created so far, those are now in position in place. So all we can do here now, we can remove the background color or the background or the height of this mother wrapper that has been imposed as it was. That will be a wise thing to remove this height. So far let it descend down as it is. If you are not happy with this thing, just provide a padding where you provide this following syntax: 0 pixels from the top, 0 pixels from the right, 10 pixels padding from the bottom, and 0 pixels padding from the left. Press Ctrl S. Where did I? Oh my god. Did you see the problem? What I did here? I just placed this padding inside this tagline holder, but this is not the actual area where I intend to provide. So all I wanted to mean to place it over here. So what we are doing now, provide this padding thing over here, get back to your project and reload, and we see that the same thing has been reflected into your site. All we can see now that this is the first wrapper, which is known as mother wrapper, which is containing all the contents inside it, and it is actually been aligned to the middle position of this website. And then we can see that this is the first div, first content wrapper that is actually coming to its position, and it is the tagline holder. This blue content wrapper here is actually the tagline holder, with the purpose of which is to hold this tagline inside. And then comes the menu wrapper, the second parent div over here at a width of 1000 pixels, coming just following this tagline holder div over here. And then comes the third wrapper, which is known as the content holder, the purpose of which is to house that paragraph element over here. And the last thing is the display or the footer display parent div, the purpose of which is to display the designer of this, maker of this site, and the one and the other steps that are following it. So what we think now, that all the divs, those are placed inside in a fruitful manner, in a possible manner, and it is arranged in a sequential manner as it should be. So now it is time to make all these divisions, to introduce all those child divs inside that we have intended to. So now let's create some child divs inside.